Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about scientific notation. More specifically, let's look at scientific notation and how to convert it. So one of the ways you can tell if it's in scientific notation is if it has this times 10 to the something power. If you have this, you are golden. That makes it scientific notation. I don't have to worry. Awesome, that's in scientific notation. Now, one of the things that a lot of students are struggling with is how do you know what it looks like really? If, for example, we have 1,540,000. How would you change that, from this, which is called standard form, into scientific notation? Because remember, the whole point of scientific notation is to avoid writing all of those zeros. So what I'm going to do, first of all, the number, is this greater than 1? So let's make a little side note. If it's greater than 1, then our exponent is positive. I'm just going to shorthand this into. So guess what happens if our number is less than 1? Good, the exponent is negative. It's just kind of one of those wonderful little opposites. Now remember, with scientific notation, our number has to be between 1 and 10. So looking at this, I'm going to want to put my decimal. Let me change the color so we can see it a little bit better. I really, really want my decimal right here because I know that 1.5 is less than 1, or is greater than 1, I'm sorry, and less than 10. But if I moved it to right here, that would make it 15, and 15 is more than 10. So I'm starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, in a whole number, your decimal, if we don't see it, is always behind all the numbers. It's kind of just, it's the little sibling who always wants to play with you, but you don't want them to, so they kind of just hang out, and they always follow along. So this is 1.54. Sorry, let me erase that really quick. 1.54, because remember, we don't use those zeros because we're shortening this, times 10. We moved it 6 times, and since it's greater than 1, we have a positive 6. What happens though if we have one of these kinds of numbers? 3, 4, 2. Okay, this number is so much smaller than 1. It's, let's see, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, millionths. It is 10 millionths, where you spit at people. It's 10 millionths of 1, which means this is much, much, much smaller than 1. So that's not really going to do us any good. So what do we want to do? I want to put my decimal right here because I know 3.42 is less than 10 but greater than 1. So then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3.42 times 10 to the 5th because I moved it 5 times. But since our number is less than 1, I'm going to make it as a negative exponent. Okay? Now, let's talk about what happens when I kind of go the other way. For example, let's pretend I have 1.23 times 10 to the 4th power. Well, we've already talked about if it's a positive exponent, it's getting bigger. Where could I move my decimal so that I'm going to end up adding zeros at the end? Good, you put them at the end. So it's going to go 1.23, and I'm just going to show you. So it's going 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's where my decimal has moved to, and these get filled with zeros, which means I end up with 12,300. And that is much bigger. So this is really saying just like a little side note for you guys, this is really saying 1.23 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And then you get 12,300. Now, when we go negative, so let's try it where it's 1.46 times 10 to the negative third. Okay, so I need my 1.46 down here. Now, which way do I move my decimal since I'm going in the, I'm making this smaller. Am I going to move it so I'm going to have zeros after it, or do I want zeros before it? Good, we want zeros before it, so I'm going to go one place, two place, three places. Here are my zeros. So it's going to be 0.00146, and that's my answer. Now, just to kind of give you an idea again of why we're doing this and what this really looks like, this is really saying 1.46 divided by 10 times 10 times 10. So if you type that into a calculator, anytime you're dividing by a 10, it's going to make the number smaller because you're having to share it with 10 more things. So if we had $1.46 and we had to share it with 10 people, and then we had to share it with another 10 people, and then we had to share it with another 10 people, aren't the amounts just going to keep getting smaller? Okay? And that's pretty much all there is for just converting for scientific notation. Good luck on your assessments and keep paying attention because the next thing we're doing is operations with scientific notation.